No matter how bad things have gone, no matter what terrible situation you're in right now, you can always turn things around easily with the law of assumption. Keep watching to find out how. What's up, superheroes? Welcome back to my channel, the place where we make the impossible possible. If you're new here, hi, I'm Scarlet Grace. I'm a manifestation coach and I help people break through their limitations and manifest their heart's desires. In this video, I'm going to talk about how to turn absolutely any situation around. It doesn't matter what kind of problem you're finding yourself in. It doesn't matter if you feel you messed up really badly. You can always turn any situation around, and in this video, I'm going to explain exactly how to do that. But before we get into this, if you want to learn how to manifest any desire fast with the law of assumption and Neville Goddard's teachings, then start now by hitting the subscribe button and the bell icon so that you won't miss any video that could change your life. I also have several self-study courses to help you manifest, including a 21-day course on how to manifest your specific person. And if you need some extra help or my personal advice for your situation, coaching is available. You can find the links to all of those things in the description below. So you're in a situation that feels desperate. Maybe you did something and you feel that you messed up way too badly and it's impossible to manifest a different reality now. Maybe somebody left you for good. Maybe you got fired. Maybe something terrible happened and you don't know how to turn things around. The good news is you can turn absolutely any situation around with the law of assumption. The reason this is possible is because this whole reality is made by your imagination. It doesn't matter what circumstances you find yourself in right now, this is a situation that you manifested. Now let's get a few things straight. When I say that you manifested the circumstances that you don't like, this doesn't mean that you are to blame for what is going on. There is no blame here. You didn't consciously choose to manifest the negative circumstances. You subconsciously manifested the situation that is bad for you. But the good news is that since you manifested the situation in the first place, you can also manifest a completely different reality around this situation, no matter what the situation is. So there is no blame here, and there's no reason for you to beat yourself up for manifesting something that is negative for you. The reason you manifested the problematic situation and the reason that you can change it so easily is because this whole of reality is just you pushed out. That means that the whole of reality, including situations and people in your life, just respond to your inner thoughts, beliefs, and feelings. If you change those thoughts and feelings and you expect something different to show up in reality, physical reality will change to give you what you have been focusing on. And it's easy as that. So if manifesting a different reality around this situation feels too difficult, if it feels impossible, if it feels too big of a thing for you to be able to manifest successfully, just remind yourself, I manifested the problem, I can manifest whatever reality I want. I can manifest a solution as well. Because everything manifests through me. So now that you understand why you can manifest a different reality and turn the situation around, let's get into the actual steps to do that. The first step to successfully turning any situation around is to remind yourself that you're God of your reality. You are God of your reality. You call the shots here. You are not a powerless victim. It doesn't matter what happened to you in physical reality. You are not powerless. You are not weak. You are super powerful, you are God of your reality, and you call the shots. Everything that happens in your life, you call the shots. I know that it doesn't always feel that way because a lot of the stuff that we manifest them subconsciously. And also, when we are born, we are not handed a manual of how to be creators of our reality. So we manifest a lot of negative things without realizing how we did it. But it doesn't really matter because if you take control of what manifests in your reality, you can have your dream life and you can manifest all your desires. So it doesn't matter what crappy things you're dealing with right now. You manifested them as God. You have the power. You call the shots. There is nobody that can stop you if you decide that you want to manifest something. There is nothing that is too big for you to manifest. There is nothing that you cannot manifest because you are of a certain ethnicity or were born poor or rich or whatever other way, or because people are opposing you. It doesn't even matter how many people are against you. If there are a million people opposing this desire that you want to manifest, if there are a million people trying to stop you from getting what you want, it still doesn't matter. It doesn't even make a difference. It doesn't even make manifesting your desire more difficult, because even those people opposing you, this was created by you. This was created by your own consciousness, by your own thoughts. So this is what you need to remember. You need to remember that you're God of your reality. You need to stop focusing on the problems and remember that you are God and you hold all the power. The number one reason most people cannot manifest something is because they try to imagine, but they do it from a place of I am a victim, I am hurt, it is extremely difficult for me to manifest this desire. If you do it from the place of I'm a victim, I'm weak, I cannot manifest this, this is why it doesn't work so well for you. If you do it from a place of I am God of my reality, and of course crappy things happened to me in the past because I didn't have the God manual to know how to use my powers, but now I know I'm God, so it doesn't matter what happened in the past, I can make anything happen right now, then you manifest successfully. The second step to turning any situation around is to decide what the end result that you want is. And I'm talking about the end result. So here's another common reason people fail to manifest their desires. If you look at the problem and try to figure out how to solve the problems that stop you from getting what you want, you're not actually manifesting, you're problem solving. You cannot get very far if you focus on the problems because remember, your attention to something is what manifests it in your physical reality. So if you're focusing on the problem all the time and asking yourself, how do I solve this problem? How do I resolve this situation? Your focus is on the problem. So you are just going to keep the problem in your reality because you're feeding it with your attention. You're maintaining its presence in your reality. I don't want you to focus on the problem. Forget about the problem. You're God. You don't have to solve any problems. You can create whatever you want. So what is the end result that you want? Not the steps to get there, not how to solve the problems that stop you from getting there. What does the end result look like? If you had a magic wand and you just waved it and you got straight to the end result, you transferred to the reality where your desire is already true. It is already real. It is already in physical reality. What does that look like? This is what I want you to decide. What you want to manifest as the end result, not the way to get there. Once you got this, once you know what the end result looks like, what I want you to do is I want you to create an imaginal scene that implies that this end result is already yours. So, for example, let's say that you have a ton of debt, and that means that you struggle financially. What is the end result that you want? I don't want you to focus on the debt. I want you to focus on what your life looks like when you don't have any debt anymore. So would that mean that you finally have money to spare to do a few things that you like? Create an imaginal scene where you're doing something that you know you would only be doing if you didn't have any debt anymore. So maybe there is a vacation that you would like to take, but it's more expensive than usual, and you would only do that if you didn't have any debt. So if you are in this vacation, that means that you don't have any debt anymore. Great. Create an imaginal scene around that. It doesn't have to be long. It can be 5 or 10 or 15 seconds long. So maybe you're on the beach with a cocktail in hand, and that's at a specific destination that you want to go to when you don't have debt anymore. That's your imaginal scene. You just need to create it and make it vivid. Make it be from a first-person point of view, so you are inside your body in the scene, looking out of your own eyes. You're not watching a movie on TV where you see yourself lying on the beach. You are inside your body, looking around at the beach around you, and you're holding the cocktail in your hands. And just infuse the scene with all the emotions you would be feeling if it was happening right here, right now. You want to manifest a specific person back and there's a third party. I don't want you to focus on solving the problem. The problem to you is the third party. Forget about the third party. This is not problem solving. What is the end result? The end result is you and this person are happily together again, or you're married. That's your end result. How you get there is not your job to figure out. You just need to decide what the end result looks like and create a scene that implies that it has already happened. So, the end result, the scene you create is something like you and your husband or you and your new wife are on your honeymoon. That's an example of a scene that implies that you and this person are happily married now. And it can be any other scene as long as it is after the end result that you want has already manifested. You want a promotion. I don't want you to figure out how you're going to get the promotion. Create a scene that implies that you already have it. If by getting a promotion you would be sitting at a different desk or have a bigger office, imagine that you are in that office already. You're sitting on your chair and on your desk are photos of your children or your dog or whatever you would put on your desk. That implies that the promotion is yours because the office that goes with the promotion is also yours. Once you have created your imaginal scene, what I want you to do is this. 3 times a day, every morning, every afternoon, and every evening, I want you to relax. You don't necessarily have to lie down. You can do it sitting on a chair. But I want you to relax for a couple of minutes, and then for 5 to 10 minutes for each session, I want you to play this imaginal scene in your mind over and over from a first-person point of view. Again, you're inside your body looking out of your own eyes. You're not watching a movie with yourself in it. You're inside your body experiencing this scene. I want you to play this scene in your mind to experience it for about 5 to 10 minutes for each session, 3 sessions a day. And I just want you to make sure that when you're experiencing this scene, you're feeling all the emotions associated with this scene. I don't want you to do it mechanically. If you're lying on the beach with a cocktail in hand, I want you to feel the heat of the sun on your body. I want you to feel how the cocktail tastes. I want you to feel your joy for being there and for not having any debt anymore. I want you to feel the relief. I want you to feel the excitement of the new life that you have right now that this situation has completely been turned around. Because feeling, when it comes to manifesting, is the secret. Your feelings are what manifest in your reality. Your thoughts, the images, the visualization, aim to the end result. But what manifests this actual end result is your feelings. So 3 sessions a day, 5 to 10 minutes each session, make sure to feel the feelings. Now listen, because this is very important. The rest of the day, when you're not actively visualizing your scene, it is very important to watch your thoughts, to watch what Neville Goddard calls your mental diet. Because all the thoughts you have influence what manifests in your reality. All your thoughts and your feelings manifest. So I want you to ask yourself, where do I focus my thoughts every day? So Neville puts it like this. At any given time, you can spend your thoughts or you can invest them in creating the reality that you want. You spend your thoughts and you waste them when you focus them on the things that you don't want, when you focus on the thoughts that worry you, when you're afraid, when you focus on all the people that are against you, when you focus on how difficult it is to manifest your desire. All the limitations that you feel you have, you created them. They're only limitations because you accepted them as limitations. It doesn't matter how things look like, this is not a limitation. I manifested this thing. I manifested it with my mind. It's not physical. I manifested it so I can change it. It's not an actual limitation. The only reason it has been limiting me is because I accepted all those years that it is limiting me. But if I stop accepting it as a limitation, it won't have any power on me, then reality will shift and this thing will not limit you anymore. If you have a limiting belief that your boss doesn't like you and that's why you're not getting the promotion, well, that is only a limitation because you have given it power. You accepted it as real. It's not a limitation. If you believe that you don't have money because you grew up in a poor family or because society is unfair, that is not a limitation. It is only a limitation in your life because you decided that this is something that limits you. If you change your mind, if you stop seeing it as a limitation, if you just let it go and tell yourself, it doesn't matter because I'm God of my reality, it will stop limiting you. If there is a third party and you're obsessed with removing the third party because this is the only limitation that you have, and if only this third party didn't exist, you would have the relationship that you want, this is the only reason this third party is limiting you. You are the one giving your limitations their power. In any situation that you don't like, if you look hard enough, you will find something to excuse why you're having a problem. But this just maintains the problem. So what I want you to do is twofold. The first part is I want you to make a list of the things that you honestly believe are limiting you right now. The things that you believe are the problems, the things that you believe make it difficult for your desire to manifest, for the situation to be turned around. I want you to make a list, and then I want you to go through the list, read each item on your list, and remind yourself, this is not a limitation, this is just a belief. The only reason this is limiting me is because I gave it power by believing it can stop me. But guess what? Nothing limits me and nothing stops me because I am God of my reality. No circumstance can ever stop me because every circumstance God created by me. So who has the power here? The circumstance or me? Of course me. I'm God of my reality. And then move on to the second and the third and the fourth and the fifth item on your list, or how many you have, and do exactly the same for each of those. The second part of this is, during the day, watch your thoughts. Make regular checks, asking yourself, what am I focusing on? Am I focusing on my limitations and how to overcome them, which means I am actually seeing them as real, I give them power? Or am I focusing on thoughts that actually manifest my desire? Thoughts around how the desire is already mine, how I am God of my reality, how it is easy and natural for me to have what I want. And if you're focusing on your limitations, remind yourself that this is just like wasting money. You don't want to be wasting your thoughts. You want to be investing them. So it doesn't matter if you caught yourself thinking about your limitations. It's not a big problem. You don't have to beat yourself up if you catch yourself doing it. In the beginning, you're probably going to catch yourself doing it very, very often. Doesn't really matter. What matters is that you caught yourself and that you consciously choose to stop spending your thoughts and wasting them on the things that you don't want, on the things that are your limitations, and invest them instead on the thoughts that manifest your desire. So the moment you catch yourself worrying or just rehashing old ideas about how you will never get what you want, how this situation is desperate, you just stop yourself and ask yourself, what should I be thinking right now to be investing my thoughts right now instead of wasting them? And you just deliberately choose to focus on something that is an investment. And if you can't find anything, you can just briefly play your imaginal scene in your mind right then and there. You don't have to close your eyes. You don't have to take your focus whatever else you're doing. Do it like daydreaming. Instead of worrying, focus on that scene with a cocktail on the beach, or focus on sitting behind your new desk after you got the promotion and seeing the photographs of your dog on your desk. And that will bring you back to investing your thoughts instead of wasting them. And this is how you turn any situation around. So try this and let me know in the comments what you manifested. And if you like this video, don't forget to click the like button. And if you haven't already, then subscribe and hit the bell icon, because I put out new videos every Sunday to help you manifest an amazing life.